Hey guys, it's Mehdi. Welcome to my video for the Ravine house that I posted on my TikTok a couple days ago. It's not the exact thing, but hopefully after you watch this video, you'll have some idea of how to build something like it. This is my first video, so I apologize if the quality isn't good, if the audio quality or video quality isn't great. I'm still learning, but I did my best on this. I put a lot of work into it, and I hope you guys enjoy. So yeah, make sure you follow my TikTok if you are from there. Thank you for the support. I'm going to leave all my links down in the description, so be sure to check me out. Thank you guys and enjoy. Okay, so we're going to get started here by making the bridge slash house structure that connects the two ends of our ravine. So we're going to start with our oak planks, and we are going to make a 3 wide platform going across like this. We're then going to grab our terracotta, go like this, and we're going to make this 4 tall wall. And if you look on the inside, it's going to be 3 tall. You're going to do the same thing on the other side, just like this. I'd also like to point out that all ravines are going to be different, so our houses are not going to be exactly the same. But if you want to get as close to this as possible, I suggest finding a ravine that's similar to mine. So now we're going to do the roof. So we're going to start with the layer of jungle planks going like this across, and then we're going to have jungle slabs right here. We're going to go up here and just kind of slope up. So we're going to have slabs, planks, slabs, planks, and then another last row of slabs. So now you should have something that looks like this. We're going to take our spruce slabs and put them underneath this last layer of terracotta, like that. And then we can change our last layer of terracotta to granite just for a little bit of texturing, and then you can do the same on the other side. Awesome. So now we can go in here first, and we're going to put in some planks for the roof here because it looks a little bit weird without them. And then we can close this off, punch 2 holes here, glass panes for windows, and put some trapdoors and an open spruce fence gate underneath each one. So there we have it. There is our first bit of the house done. If you want to, you can also put glass panes on the other side. So now we're back on the inside of the structure we just made, and we're going to do a little bit of interior work here. So as I said, this is going to connect the 2 ends of our house, basically, or the 2 ends of the ravine. So we're going to have an exit and an entrance to both sides here. So we're going to start off by going like this, breaking down these, and then we're going to add some oak logs to frame our entrance, and we're going to add a oak slab right there. And now we're going to go in here and hollow out a 5x5 room. So I'm probably going to speed this up in a sec, but basically you just want to hollow this out 5x5. Okay, great. So now we have our 5x5 room. We're going to come back to this and tidy it up later. But for now, we're just going to leave it like this. Now we can go to the other side and do the exact same thing. So again, have an entranceway with logs here, and then oak slab up here, and then we're gonna do the same thing, just another 5x5 room on this side. Okay, awesome. So now we have 2 5x5 rooms on either side of this bridge structure, and you probably noticed, but this is 4 blocks tall in case you didn't catch that. The shape doesn't have to be anything great. If you didn't get the exact dimensions, that's fine because we're gonna come back and decorate this later. But first, we need to make an exit out into the ravine. So we don't really have any way to get out of the ravine at the moment. So we're going to start by making a little hole here. We're going to take our spruce door and we're going to put it just like this. And this is going to be the doorway out. So we're going to dig until we see the outside of the ravine, just like this. And we're going to kind of dig a path that sort of goes along the side of the ravine. Alright, cool. So once we have a nice path going along here, we can start kind of detailing this path. So I'm just gonna edit this a tiny bit more before we start here. So as I said, you can make your path kind of go up and down. I made mine go down a little bit here. As you can see, there's like a little step down right here. So there's going to be kind of that multiple level effect to our house here. So what we're going to do is, if you did something similar to this, we can have slabs here to have a smooth step down, kind of just going like that. And then what I did was I took some cobblestone and I kind of lined the edge of the path with cobblestone. We're going to come back with different gray blocks and texture this a little more later, but we need to set up our first room. So we're just going to mark off where we're going to do it with a door, and then have a little bit of detailing, kind of frame the door up. Same with this door over here. Frame the door up with some spruce fences and a fence gate, just like that, make it look nice. And then for our second room, which I intend to be sort of a blacksmith room, we're going to have it over here and do a similar thing just like that. Now we also need a railing kind of going along this path because there is no railing and we might fall off. So we're going to have a little bit of a simple railing going along here. We're going to have some spruce fences spaced out with every other block. And then on top of these spruce fences, we're going to have spruce trapdoors going like this across a nice little wooden railing, and continue with this pattern. If you find that your path is too narrow, just dig into the wall a little bit. Mine's a little bit narrow, so I'm going to do that tiny bit. Okay, so now we're gonna want to have some sort of support that's holding this big piece of stone up because it's looking a little bit unstable right now. So what I did was I took some oak logs rather, and I went like this, kind of just along the railing. And I put some spruce trapdoors on it to give it a more supported look. And then I went over here, did the same thing. You don't have to go crazy with this, just do it a couple times along your path maybe to give that sense of support. Now we're gonna get started on our first room. So we're gonna come in here, and what I did was I did a 6x5 room, I believe. There's some gravel, which is kind of annoying. And I made it 4 tall. So I'm gonna speed this part up and I'll catch you in a bit. Okay, so here we go. Here's our room, and you're probably wondering why I said 6x5. It's because I wanted another layer of blocks on this side so I could put a window comfortably right here. Grab a pane, drop a window there, and then we could put a spruce trapdoor on top of that outside. So there we are. We're probably gonna have a lot of random blocks, as you can see, so just patch those up with stone for now. We're gonna come back in a second and texture this room after we put in our other decorations. So now we can start actually furnishing the room. But first we want to give this room a little bit of a more natural shape. So we're going for a cave look, which means that we want to kind of carve into the walls and make this look a little bit more rugged because it's just a square right now. So we're gonna kind of punch into the walls like this a little bit and create this sort of cave look going on in here. Something like that. And then of course for the ceiling you're gonna do the same. You can have it kind of just make it look natural. Okay, so this is looking a whole lot more natural, which is the look that we're going for. So now we can start putting in our other furnishings like our bed and our chests and our crafting table. So I'm gonna grab those from my inventory real quick. Alright, so this is how I decided to furnish my room. I had some furnaces in the corner here. I had my 2 beds here for you and your homie. And then I have a crafting table right next to it with a nice potted fern on top. We have an anvil on top of its own little table, a crafting bench here, and some chests. And then last but not least, we have this kind of support pillar looking thing, similar to the pillars that we did out here. just in the middle here. Might be a little bit cramped if you are doing a smaller room, but I think it's fine for this. And then we have a carpet with some regular gray carpet and some light gray carpet. And then we just have some small details with walls on the corners. And of course, these logs framing the chest. So now what we can do is we can do a little bit of texturing because it's looking a little bit bland. So we're going to grab some blocks like cobblestone and andesite. Those are going to be the two blocks that I use. And we're going to go through and just texture the walls a little bit, kind of splatter these blocks all over the place to give it a more natural look. Okay, so here we are. As you can see, I've splattered cobblestone andesite all around here, and it's looking a lot nicer, looking a lot more natural for sure. And then towards the end, I also put this little painting on the wall just for some more decoration. So yeah, last thing we can do with this is take some leaves, whatever leaves you want, and we're just gonna scatter them around here. Again, just trying to make this look very, very natural, because that's what we're going for here. So just super quick, like this. Do this around. There we go. So this room is pretty much done. It's looking great, and we can move on to the next room. The style of the room is going to be very similar to the other one, and there's a wandering trader on our roof there. Interesting. So again, we're going to carve out our 6x5 area so that we can fit a nice window in here. Probably going to put the window right here. And yeah, let me speed this up, and I'll catch you guys in a bit. Alright, so here we are. This room is looking a lot better. So I did the ceiling, the walls, and I actually did the floor a little bit on this as well. Just made it kind of dip into the floor just to make things a little bit interesting. And now we're going to kind of start furnishing this. So as I said, we're going to do all sorts of blacksmith stuff. So yeah, let's see how this turns out. Alright, so this is looking great. As I said, we had furnaces here. We have our two smokers, two blast furnaces, anvil, grindstone, stone cutter, and then a ton of chests sitting right here. And you probably saw that I had furnaces here initially, but I decided to put some chests for storage. So now we can do some similar detailing to what we did on the other room. And yeah, let's do that. Alright, so here we are. We've done the cobble and andesite detailing similar to what we did on the other room. We've added a lantern right here, and then we've also done some leaves. And now this room is looking great, so you should have something that resembles this. Hopefully yours looks good as well. Let's move on. So now we can move out of these rooms and start detailing the outside pathway a little bit. So just like we detailed the rooms with cobble and andesite, we want to do the same with our pathway to keep things consistent. So we're going to do something similar. Okay, and there we are. So we've added some grass blocks, some leaves, some foliage, just making this look a little bit more lively. So now we are pretty much done with this side, and we'll start moving to the other side. Alright, so here we are on the other side. So we just did the, I guess, left side of the ravine. Now we're going to the right side here. So, as you can maybe tell by my inventory, I want this side to be a farming side. So we're going to have a wheat farm and then probably a carrot and potato farm. That's going to be it for this side. So we're going to do something very similar with what we did over there. Again, we're going to dig through till we find the edge of the ravine. We're going to drop a spruce door right here, just like that. And then you're going to want to do something very, very similar to the other side. So kind of dig out a path that continues along the edge of the ravine, just going like this way. Okay, so once you're done with your little bit of terraforming, this side should be very, very similar to the other side. And we're gonna have two different farms. So we're gonna have a carrot potato farm over here and a wheat farm over here. And what we're gonna do is kind of hollow out a somewhat of a circular area in here, kind of carve into the cave a little bit. And this is gonna function as our farming area. So we're gonna do the same over here. Okay, so once you got these two areas kind of roughly carved out, we can start putting in our grass. I'm gonna do somewhat of a circular farm, so it's not gonna be very big, just something like this maybe. And then we're gonna need to grab our water, of course, put that in here, and then take our hoe and turn all of this into farmland. Alright, so here we are, we've got our farmland, slowly but surely turning brown. We can work on the railings a little bit here, so we're going to do a very similar railing to this. We're going to actually grab both these blocks and we're going to start over here and just do pretty much the exact same railing that we had on the other side. So here we are. As you probably saw, I also framed up this door right here the same way I framed up this door here. And then I've added these railings and pillars going along the ravine here. So now we're just going to quickly plant our crops and bone meal them. We've got carrots and potatoes here, and we got wheat here. And you probably also saw that I didn't have enough light at first, so make sure you light up your farms, otherwise you won't be able to plant crops. Now we're going to do a little bit of texturing as well, very similar to this side with cobblestone and andesite. Alright, so here we are. I'm also going to add a couple leaves and grass, the same as I did on the other side. Alright, so there's that. We're going to add some barrels in here now, just for some crop storage maybe, or really just whatever you want. So I'm just going to drop 2 barrels here and put 2 spruce trapdoors on top, just like that. I'm going to come over here and do the same thing. I'll do that in here. And here we are. That's pretty much it for this side. We're gonna go into the house and do these 2 rooms next, and then we're gonna find a way to the surface. Okay, so now that we're done with the outside, we can focus on the inside. We're gonna do 2 rooms here, or sorry, 1 room here, and then 1 room here. And then in this room, we're gonna have a ladder going up to the surface. So we're gonna continue the similar trend of the cave style rooms that we have here. Very natural looking, and we're going to apply that to this room here as well. So pretty much what we've been doing this whole video, we're going to do again. And there we have it. So we've got leaves, we've got cobblestone, and we've got andesite. And I'm also planning to add a little bit of a small waterfall here. Just going to have this going into here. And there's not really much to do in this room. Of course, if you're building this in survival, you probably have a better use for this. So I just put 2 armor stands chilling in the corner here with some armor on them. And yeah, that's it for this room. And we're gonna pretty much do something very, very similar to this. And the only exception is that we're gonna have a ladder going up to the surface. So I'm planning for the ladder to just be right here. Then we're gonna dig up. And we will come back to this entrance area in a second, but let me just put the ladders in and then we'll get started on the cave. And here we are. We are done with this room. We've got our little waterfall, we got leaves, we got cobblestone, and we got andesite, and we've got this ladder going up to the surface that we're about to touch up. Let's head up to the surface and we're gonna do a quick entrance here. And I'm gonna kind of make a entrance to this that's similar to like maybe a mine shaft or something. So we're gonna go like this, fences on the corners, fence gates surrounding, and we're gonna be able to walk in just like this. These fence gates are gonna go up 3 blocks high. We're gonna put trap doors on top of the fence gates, just like this. and then put a slab in the middle. So we have this little wooden structure here, and this will be the little entrance to our house. And then I'm gonna take some andesite and just line the edges of this with andesite. And here we are. And as I said, last thing we're gonna do is add a little bridge coming across. So we're gonna go like this. And I'm gonna add a bridge made out of spruce wood going across this part of the ravine. And then what we can do at the bottom is add some cobblestone walls, some spruce fences, then a little bit of mossy cobble, just to make it look a little bit overgrown. Then add some supports just like that, and we have ourselves a little bridge that we can walk in between the sides of our ravine if we don't want to go through the house. Alright, now to finish this whole build up, we're going to do a couple more small things, mainly just decorative details. We're going to grab ourselves a water bucket, grab ourselves some logs. First things first, let's patch up this lava hole right here because we don't want that spreading. And we're going to come down here and add some supports. I'm going to wait for that lava to disappear so that our wood does not burn. But we're just going to come down here and add 2 supports. Maybe we can go like this, space them a little farther apart, like this. 1 support here, and then another support right there, just to make that a little bit more supported. And then one last thing we wanted to do was add some water features. So waterfalls look really nice. If you don't have any natural waterfalls in your ravine, you can make some pretty easily by yourself. So we're going to dig out a hole where the water's going to start, and then we're just going to kind of trace this stream down here, and then we're going to have it end at this pool. We're going to have a couple waterfalls all leading into this pool. And there we go. That's pretty much our build done. We've added some waterfalls, 3 waterfalls, 1 back there, 2 up front here, and they all kind of trickle down into this pond right here, which we've made ourselves. If you've made it to the end of the video, thank you so much. This was kind of a long video, and I'm sorry if I made you dizzy with all the sped up parts, but I really hope you enjoyed the build and learned something. So make sure you follow my TikTok. I'm going to leave it in the description. I post almost daily on there. And also consider subscribing and leaving your feedback below. Thank you guys, and have a great day.